Welcome to Ubuntu Project Episode 3. We're just going to jump right in here. So this is the Ubuntu S server that we built on the last tutorial. So I'm just going to click on it once and then I'm going to hit the start button. Alright. And I'm just going to... Alright, so on this episode, what we're going to do is first we're going to log in. So server was the name make sure I'm typing in the right page here. So server was the username. And then I'll enter my password. Like I say, it doesn't look like you're entering one, but you are. Cool. So from here, this is basically, well, it is all command driven. So like if I went change directory cd /etc/ it brings me into another directory, which is basically like in the Windows world, it would be a folder. So now that I am in the /etc, that means I'm within that folder. So if I did a list, so ls is the command for that, boom, there's everything that's in this folder. So you've got stuff like your DHCPs in here, your passwords are in here, your SSH folders in here. There's various stuff in here. So that's kind of just a quick little overview of what the structure system is. But that's not what this tutorial is about. This tutorial is about putting the Ubuntu desktop over top of the server, so we've got a nice GUI interface. We will be doing a lot of stuff in command prompt or in terminal, but I just like running the Ubuntu server over to, Ubuntu desktop over the server. So I'm going to type in clear. Clears the screen, then I'm going to type in cd, so I just get out of that etc directory. Not really a big deal. So the commands that we want to do when we are doing any install are sudo superuser do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do sudo apt-get. Before we do any install, I want to do an update. So I'm going to type in update, if I can spell it right, and then I'm going to hit enter. So now it wants my administration root password. So everything that you're seeing right there are the updates that are going to be put in. Usually this does not take a long time, and that is the wonderful thing about Ubuntu, is the updates don't take forever. So now the updates are done. I'm going to hit clear, and then now what we're going to do is we're going to do another sudo. I'm going to do another apt-get, and this time I'm going to type in install. So whenever you're installing an application, this is how you do it. There's a web-get we're going to use a few times on some other tutorials, but on this one I'm just going to do a sudo apt-get, and then what I want to do is I want to type in Ubuntu-desktop. So what this is going to do is it's going to go out and it's going to get me the Ubuntu desktop. So here we go. And since I put my administration password in on the update, it didn't ask me for it again. So all of this stuff here that you see above the N in the S or N in the Y is everything that it's going to be installing. So of course I accept it because I told it I wanted to do it. So I'm going to hit Y for yes, and we're going to continue on. So now it's going to continue on and install everything that the Ubuntu desktop needs to do. This is going to take some time. It can take up to an hour to do this. If you leave the computer and you come back and your screen is blank, it's still running, just click in there and then hit your space bar and it'll wake it up. It goes to sleep. So I've had a few times where I've come back and went, oh no, what happened? The screen's gone black. So that's usually what it is just the virtual machine has gone to sleep. So you just got to make sure you are in your virtual machine, so click in the screen, then hit your space bar a couple times until it wakes up. I'm going to pause the video and then I'll come back as soon as the update's done. Alright, so this is done now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to reboot the system. And to reboot Ubuntu, you just need to either in the terminal or here in the command line, I'm just going to type sudo reboot. And of course, I want my sudo password. And there we oh, I got to put the right password in. There we go. And now it's going to shut down. Alright, so now we're on the boot up. And it's going to be starting a lot of services for the first time. I'm just going to make it full screen here. Alright, and there you go. There's our very first login screen. So this is the Ubuntu server with the Ubuntu desktop installed over top of it. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to type in my sudo password. And then there's the desktop coming in. We've got our email and our wireless antenna and our speakers. And that is an hour off on the time. Okay. And then there's our dashboard. So on the dashboard you've got your folders. You've got your internet, and then you've got your Word document type things, and then your software center will be going through that. The Ubuntu one basically is like a cloud service that allows you can transfer stuff from your smartphone and stuff. Your settings, and then this lovely dashboard up here is basically a big search. You just type in what you want to find and it will find it. Sometimes it'll even has capability of finding stuff that's in the download center. So let's say I wanted to find the terminals. I just go start with the term, and then it's gonna try to figure out what I'm trying to do, and there it is. There's terminal. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to click on it, hold it down. Oh, it wants to do an update, and I'm going to drag that down to the side here, and now it's docked. Let's see what the update center wants us to do. So you can do updates through the update center, or you can still go back and do it through the terminal. So I'm going to start these installs. You might as well too, because it's going to ask you to do some installs. On the next tutorial, on the next tutorial we are going to do the Apache, the WordPress, and the PHP myadmin install. So now that I've actually told this here to start the updates, it of course, just like it would do in the old command prompt, it asked me for my password. So I put my password in and I hit authenticate, and it should start doing its thing. Alright, so that's it for this Blip Tips tutorial. We will be back shortly with our next one. You guys can check this out if you're following along. Let's see what all these buttons do and all that. And when we come back, I will start on our tutorial on WordPress and turning this into a web server. Hope you enjoyed, and like I say, stay tuned.